Okay, welcome to our Mother's Day craft activity. I'll show you what we're going to be making today. So there is the example, my mum, my rock. So when you are somebody's rock, you are their strong, safe place of belonging. Okay, so if you say, you are my rock, that's a really, really positive thing to say. And our mums are a rock for lots of us. So we're going to do a rock card today. Okay, things that you need include scissors. I went and found a couple of colors in my house, pink. I have a Sharpie fine liner and I have a Sharpie, any dark black felt, the thinner the better. Some glue, or if you don't have glue, some tape, a couple of flat rocks, and a piece of paper. The paper can be any color. I've got white here, but you could put it on a different color paper if you want. Okay, I'm just going to clear these things out of the way. Now, a full piece of paper is much too big. So I am going to make a piece of paper that is much smaller, square. So if you want to compare this, see about how big it is. Here's my glue stick. Okay, so it's a little bit longer on each side than my glue stick. Same at the top. Okay, and I made it as square as I could. So that's about how big it is, just a little bit longer on each side than my glue stick. Okay. All right, I'm going to save that piece of paper for a second. Right now I'm going to work on my rocks. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways that you can make your rock people. Okay, all these rock people have is eyes and a mouth and legs. That's all they have. So one way to do the eyes is to simply take a black Sharpie and make your two eyes. And one of the things that makes this look cute is that the eyes are touching, they're together. They're off to the side, so they're closer to one side than the other. And we want the rock people to be looking at each other. Okay, so we can do that on this side as well. So another circle. The circles are touching each other, and do you see how I have the circles closer to the inside? And again, I'm going to draw the eyes so the eyes are looking at each other. Okay, maybe I should have turned that one a little bit like that. Okay, so that is basically the face, and we're going to put a little smile just like that. Hold your rock with your hand quite tightly so that you can print neatly. So those are super cute so far. I'm going to show you two other ones I did using the fine liner. Okay, I actually think I like the Sharpie pen better than the fine liner. It stood out a little bit more. And again, you might have two light colored rocks. You might have two dark colored rocks. You might have a light and a dark. Whatever you think looks good is what I will agree looks good. Now there's another way to make eyes, and I've done that for you on this one. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, okay. So for this one, I cut out little white circles, and I actually had to cut them quite small. And then what I did was I colored the little center of the eye there, and then I had to put a little bit of glue. This is definitely trickier, boys and girls, than doing the Sharpie. Okay, so you have to have good fine motor control and not get too frustrated when you're using your fingers and something small. Okay, so I'm going to put that eye on like that, and I'm going to put the other eye right beside it like that. Okay, and so if you like that better, so choose the one that you like or that you think would be best for you to do. Both look great. And still, again, they are going to have their, and the mouth is pretty small. I don't know if you see that there, but the mouth is pretty small. Okay. All right. For this one, now I've got my rock people ready. Now I'm going to go back to my white piece of paper here. Okay, the square that I cut out. And I want to put these two rocks pretty much in the center, okay? And the rocks should be touching, right? So now I'm going to put some glue. Now the best thing to do would be to have a glue gun, but I don't have one of those at home. I don't know if you do. And if you're using this glue stick, lots of glue, okay? And if you are using tape, make sure that the tape covers as much of the bottom of the rock and fold it over, okay? So there's my two rock people. All right, now legs. So right under the rock, I'm going to draw a straight line. That's a leg. And then I'm going to draw another straight line. And the feet are just going to look like that. That is it. Okay? And this one, let's say this is you, this is your mom. Your mom's probably a little bit taller than you. So let's make these legs just a little bit longer. Okay? And if you want to go over those a little bit with black, just to make them stand out, if you're using a regular Sharpie or a regular felt, they might look like this, which looks great too. So you decide if you want super thin or you want them a little bit darker. Okay, now there's no arms on these people. Now we have to write on here some words, and this is a little bit tricky because we have our rocks down already, but there's a few different choices for the word message. So we're going to start on the top, and I would advise that you use a pencil first. So you make sure you've got it all centered and everything, and go super, 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 super light when you're doing your pencil, and then go over it with your felt. Okay, so we are going to write my, see, I have to lift my finger there to get it above the rock. My mom, and then we're going to go dot, 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 and then under my, and try to line it up with the top, rock, dot, dot, dot. Okay. All right, and then the other thing they had on the picture was they had sort of like a little balloon, heart balloon. So where you have room, we are going to draw just a line like they're holding two balloons, so like that. And now I can draw the balloon. It's a heart balloon, so I can draw the two hearts. So why don't I do that? Not too big. Or I could cut them out of some colored paper and I could glue them on. I can use pencil crayon or felt to color them in. Okay. Or I could just have my colored paper and glue it on there. You might have something sparkly at home, like a little sticky jewel or something like that. You could stick it on. Isn't that cute? So cute. Okay, now that, excuse me, that is all you need to do, but we can bump this up a notch by making a little frame for it. Now, I can't get my iPad to go up any higher, but basically what I did was I cut out a piece of cardboard, and this piece of cardboard is from my cereal box, okay? So I cut out a piece of cardboard just to make a little frame for it. And now what I want to do is I want to decorate the edge, and again, your black Sharpie is wonderful. You could use colors and do a little pattern. So I did a little curlicue, this is called, in the corner, and I'm going to do one over here. So what you would do is, well, let's do this right now. I'm just going to put glue all over here because then I will know how much space I have to draw on in the frame. Okay, boys and girls, and when I am allowed to go back to school, I am going to get a good glue stick. And I'm going to throw this one out. Okay. So there we go. That's all glued down now. Okay. Excuse me. Okay, so curlicue. So here's how we do a curlicue. We start in the middle and we sort of draw a swirl like that. Okay. Now you could keep this going all the way along here. Okay. There you go. Join it up. So I could do that, and I could do that on the bottom or the top, and the top. I could do that. There's, excuse me, there's a lot of different kinds of things you could do along the side. You could instead pick up on the little heart theme there and do a heart border and then color that in. So you could do that all the way along the side. Okay, and I'm going to alternate colors. And it's good not to make this too colorful. I know some of you just like to go crazy with colors, but because this is a very simple card and there's very simple elements, I would say 1 or 2 colors maximum. Okay, some of you are going to want to make rainbow and everything, and I'm going to tell you that I don't think that's going to look that great. We want the focus to be on the center, and we want the outside just to highlight the colors that are in the middle. Okay, but ultimately it's up to you. You can do what you like. Okay, we can also do another kind of border here. We could just do a bubble border. We could do big, little, big, little. We could do that all the way along. You could do an arrow border that looks like this. Okay, you could do that all the way along. You can, do a zigzag border. Okay, anything that you like, just try to keep it the same on both sides and try to keep it the same on top and bottom. Don't do like 4 different borders. Or you could do the same border all the way around. I kind of like this one where I've got this on the top and I've got this down the side. I think that's kind of what I would pick to do. Now there's one way to make your letters on the card itself look kind of interesting, and that is wherever there is a point or an end, to draw a little tiny circle with your felt. And this just polishes up the printing, makes the font more interesting. You're sort of creating your own font here or style. Okay, and it's important to do it on everywhere there is a point or the end of a line. The only letter you can't do it on is O, okay, but on everything else you can do it. And then I might want to make these 3 little dots just a little bit bigger as well. Okay, and there's something really beautiful that you can give to your mom on Mother's Day. And I hope that you spend time doing that and that you give that to your mom. And if your mom's confused by that, my mom, my rock, you can just talk to her about what it means to be somebody's rock, that they are dependable and you can always count on them, and they're very strong. They give you strength, and you sort of need them as one of the most important people in your life. So happy Mother's Day to your mums.